Hi, I'm Anezka and I'm an exchange student in Shanghai. And today I decided to show you how much it costs to live in Shanghai. So I'm gonna be counting all the food I eat today. I haven't eaten yet, so I'm gonna take you with me. The public transportation, my rent, what else? And I'm gonna show you some basic prices of things such as McDonald's menu or Starbucks coffee just to give you an idea. And I'm gonna count everything by the end of the day so you'll see. Yeah, let's go. Hi, so I'm back after the whole day of traveling and eating and spending money, as you could see. So now I'm gonna summarize what I have actually spent. Just a disclaimer, I think today I spent more than I usually would because this is one of my last days in Shanghai. With that being said, I'm gonna start. So I have my list. So first off, let's start with the public transport. So I have spent 17 on that. I have my metro card that looks just like this. So I can deposit money on it and then I'm spending. So I have already spent that money. But like for the transport, I have spent 17 because I went to a lot of places today. So for the metro it was 15 and for the tramway it was 2. But usually one metro ride costs around 4. It depends because there is a few different zones, so it can be up to 8, I think, and the minimum is 3, I guess, 3 or 4. Um, so yeah, that's 17 for public transport. And then food. So first off, as you could see, I bought the bananas. That was for 3.80, so let's say 4. Then I had my lunch. And the lunch was for 25, which is what I'm talking about. Usually I would spend less, but I wanted to show you like what's the price in the mid-range restaurant. So I ordered the noodles, and by the way, these were the best noodles I have ever eaten here, like the best. So I definitely recommend that restaurant. And then I had the sesame cake and I didn't like it, so I didn't even eat it. So the noodles were for 19 and the cake was for 6, so that's 25. And then the last meal of my day was rice at Muslim place here, and that was for 10. And I also bought a can of Coke, which I also usually don't buy, but I was really thirsty. And the can of Coke was for 3, so that means it was 13. So for the food, I have spent, wait, I have to count it, that's shit. 43. So for the food, I have spent 43 yuans. Then the 17 for the public transport. That is 59. And I have to also count my rent. If you like count it for each day, it's 130 for a day. That means that my budget for today was 189 yuans, which could be definitely better, like if you counter rent, that's always 130, but for the meals usually I eat breakfast here, so that's cheaper, and like the street food can definitely be cheaper. For example, I would go for noodles on the street and that would be for 7, 15 dumplings for 9. That's awesome. So you can definitely live for cheap here if you're trying to. But then again, like you can also spend more. For example, I don't drink coffee, so that makes a huge difference because coffee in Starbucks here is usually 30 yuans. If you eat in fast food chains, then it's also different pricing. So for example, I have never eaten in McDonald's here, so I don't know, but I checked the board and I think the thing I checked was Big Mac, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, that was for 32, which is I think also fine, but like if you can have street food which is much better and also like more than 3 times cheaper, like almost 4 times cheaper, then I would definitely choose the street food. Ice cream in McDonald's is 5, which is so great. What else? In Subway, for example, the sandwich is for 22, which is also awesome, like very good price. Other things, like this big water is for 450. This huge water is for 13, I think. A small bottle of water is for 2 to 3 kwai. In some touristic places it can be 5, but like usually in Shanghai it's 2 or 3. What else? Oh, some people are smokers, so for smokers, pack of Marlboros is for 18, and the local cigarettes, I recommend Double Happiness because all my friends smoked it. Oh, I'm kidding, like 2 people smoked it, but Double Happiness is way to live, just like based on the name. That was for 8, so it can also, like, I think that you can always find a cheaper ways here in Shanghai. Also for like cheap shopping, I really recommend Miniso or Mumuso. These are Japanese and Korean shops and you can find anything there. Like I have a very passionate love for Miniso and Mumuso because these are the perfect shops, and usually like most of the items is for 10 or 15 kwai, which is amazing. And like you can find so many useful things, I don't know, from makeup to hats. For example, I bought this hat in like fake Miniso, which is basically the same, the prices are the same, and that was for 20. What else you can buy, like so many things. For example, this speaker I bought for 80, 70 or 80 in Miniso also, so you can find very cheap things here, so it's not really a problem. What is a problem can be the rent, because the rent can be really high and you have to look for apartments like very wisely and see a lot of them to pick the right one, but you can definitely get something for 3,000, not that far away from center. So yeah, so the conclusion is that today I have spent 189. I didn't go shopping, but like that's not what you really need to do. I could have spent less. I think for food it would be like realistic to spend like 40, which I think I spent like around 40. For the public transport, like I don't think that you have to use public transport every day, like depends on where you live and where you're going. But I think if you're going, for example, one way to school, one way back, then it's 8. This is what I have spent, so, and I'm like a budget person. I hate spending too much money, even though like I don't even want to think of what I have spent in the last month. For American, this is really cheap. For like Western Europe, this is also really cheap. Eastern Europe, not so much, but it's still fine. So yeah, that's my video for today. I'm also making a video about public transport here in Shanghai, so make sure to check it out, and I will see you in next video. Thank you so much for watching. It's really a pleasure to make these videos, and I'm really happy I finally have time to make them. And I will see you soon. Bye! This is such a creepy thing. I don't understand why every YouTuber is doing this. Like, bye. Bye. Subscribe.